Hey guys, for today's video I will be swatching all of the BeachPlease blushes. Tower 28 has released 3 new shades, which I obviously bought, and I already had the 3 original shades, so I thought why not do a video, demo them all, swatch them, and show you guys how they look on my skin tone. Clearly, since I've already collected all of these, I am a fan of these blushes. They do have like a balmy consistency, which allows your makeup to look more natural. It gives a nice dewy finish. Definitely like a fresh type of makeup look. Today I am wearing like a fuller coverage foundation because I do have a lot of hyperpigmentation right now, and I wanted to disguise as much of that so I can really show off these blushes to show you guys how they perform. But it really doesn't matter on the type of base that you have, whether it's none, light coverage, up to full coverage. These just look beautiful on the cheeks. Now the 3 new shades I have yet to try on myself, so this is going to be in first impressions as far as that, but I know the formula is the same, so in that sense I will like them. I'm just hoping that I can actually get away with a few of the newer ones because they do look a lot more rich in shades. So we'll see. I do have faith that they're going to work pretty well because these are the type of products that you can apply a sheer amount of for just a wash of color, or you can build up the pigments if you want a little bit more intensity. Now I do have 3 of my Sonia Kashuk sponges, so this is what we'll be using today to apply all of these. I prefer either a sponge or a brush. You can also use your fingers, but I'd rather not. Alright, so let's start off with some swatches. I'm first going to swatch the original 3 shades. We've got Magic Hour, Golden Hour, and Happy Hour. Out of the 3, my favorite is definitely Golden Hour. This is just up my alley, and it is the one that I've used the most. And then here we have the 3 new shades. This one right here is Power Hour, After Hours, and Rush Hour. From the new ones, I'm most excited on this top shade. It's like a rosewood shade. It looks so beautiful. Definitely deeper in tone, so I will have to be careful with how much of that I apply. And then this bottom shade here, so this one's Rush Hour, and then we've got Golden Hour. So those are the 2 most similar. I will say Golden Hour here definitely has more of a vibrant orange shade, whereas this one's a little bit more, it's got like some pink in it kind of, so it's a little bit more like a salmon orange, I would say. Though I know salmon is more pink, but it's like a salmon pink with some orange. So the way I want to demo this is by applying one of the original shades on the left side of my face and then one of the newer ones on the right side. Again, just to see how these look. I already know that they perform beautifully. One thing I do want to though make a note of that I just realized, and I'm a little bit like hesitant because I feel a little bit iffy about this. Okay, so this one right here is Magic Hour, and this is like the most like neutral one of the bunch that they have. Really nice, reliable shade. This one, however, and I'm not sure if you guys were able to detect any of that, perhaps not, it feels a little grainy. So I'm a little bit concerned with putting this on my face. I want to say this was, it definitely wasn't the first one I bought because I know the first one I bought was Golden Hour. But I want to say I haven't even had this for a year yet. So I am just a little bit concerned because I do have very sensitive skin. So I hope this didn't go bad on me. It might have. We'll see. If you guys have these and if you've experienced that, let me know. The other 2 original shades don't have like that grittiness that this has. So yeah, it's just, I find it a little bit odd. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out in case anybody else has experienced that. I'm a little uncomfortable with that, but I'm still gonna apply it. I will take this one first. This is Magic Hour, and I'm gonna apply that on the left side of my face, and then I'm gonna go in with Power Hour and apply this on the right side. So grabbing my sponge, I'm just going to go straight in to pick some of this up. I don't have anything else on my face, just my foundation. I did powder, but these do tend to perform quite well over powder, so I'm not really concerned about that. But yeah, no bronzer or highlight anywhere on my cheeks. I did apply a little bit of bronzer on my forehead, a little tiny bit, and I completely avoided any highlighter so that we can really see the dewiness that these blushes provide. So I'm gonna start back here. And as you can see, this color is so pretty. I just do wonder though what those little grainy particles are. Okay, I applied way too much. I like brought that down all the way. But that right there is Magic Hour. Such a beautiful color. Like I said, it's a very reliable shade because I do feel like this goes with a ton of looks. Now I'm just going to go in with Power Hour. This one, I should be a little bit more careful with how much I pick up. That looks a lot more like pink on me. I thought the base was going to be a little bit more brown, how it looked when I swatched it. It's still pretty, it's just not so much what I thought it was going to be. I really over applied on this side. Hold on. Well, let me buff this down here because I do look a little bit crazy. I really brought that down. Okay, let me grab a little bit more of Power Hour. I actually don't feel like this one looks as dewy as this other shade. Like, this is just perfection. This is beautiful. This is the type of finish that I was expecting from Power Hour, except obviously a different tone. It does still look very natural. It just looks like the finish is different on that one than on this one. Like, this isn't as balmy. It's just a little bit more creamy. But to the touch though, it feels balmy still. It is still a blush that I'll still be able to use, so that's good. I just wanted a little bit more of this, you know, glowiness on this side, and I don't have that. Now I'm gonna compare Golden Hour with Rush Hour. Golden Hour being the one that I like the most, so far at least. I have a clean sponge here, and this will go on my left cheek. Look at the color of this. I need to be careful and not to apply too much. These sponges are bigger, so I think that's why I'm having a harder time with my application. Just gonna flip it to the butt so that I can blend this in, since this is quite pigmented. And these look so pretty on bare skin. I mean, they look stunning. If I can get away with that all the time, I really, really would. Okay, so now to the next shade. This one looks a little bit brighter too, like a little bit neon-ish. It does pull a little bit more pink, kind of how I was seeing with my swatch. It looks really pretty. I like this color a lot too, but yeah. I mean, Golden Hour just has stolen my heart and it will not give it back. It is stunning. And also, I'm noticing that this one's not as dewy either. Let me grab a little bit more. It does look more dewy than the previous Nude shade I applied. Okay, so I see the dewiness a little bit more there. The application is obviously more exaggerated because of how much I applied. But as you guys can see, like, you can really, really build up the pigment. So it's really pretty. I really like that. So again, Golden Hour and Rush Hour. Lastly, we're going to compare Happy Hour with After Hours. Okay, Happy Hour. If you like a bright pink blush, look no further. This one here is stunning. I mean, so beautiful, very bright. Let me grab my foundation brush and just try to tone this down a little bit. Oh, I love this. Love this color. All right, so lastly, I've got After Hours here. This kind of has a berry tone. Oh yeah, you can really see that on the cheeks too. I'm going to have to be more careful with how I apply this because it is a shade that will make me look like there's something unhealthy is going on with my skin. So this is definitely my least favorite one because of the tone. I would really have to go in with a very light hand to be able to pull this one off. Yeah, out of the two, I'll definitely prefer this other shade here, which is Happy Hour. So far, I guess I like all of the original shades more than I do the new shades. And that's not to say that I don't like the new ones. I just definitely do have a preference. And I just also don't feel like the new shades are as dewy on my skin as the original shades are. I mean, this is the kind of finish I'm looking for, and these fall just a little bit flat for me. I went ahead and removed those blushes from my face, and I am going to finish off my face makeup with some highlight, bronzer, and one of these blushes. So I decided to pull out my other Terracota face products so that I guess I can demo these for you guys. So I'm just going to play a little bit of music and finish doing my makeup using these products. And I will apply one of the BeachPlease blushes from the newer releases. So we'll do that, and then I will be right back to give you guys my final thoughts. So I ended up with Powerhouse as my favorite from the new shade releases. I just feel like this shade is very unique. And I ended up applying this with a brush this last time, and I actually think I like a brush more than a sponge, especially because these are kind of big, so maybe even a beauty blender would make it easier to apply these products, but I was going all over the place when I was demoing these for you guys, so I do apologize for that. Definitely a brush I think is better. You have more control. I'm sure you guys noticed that I had over applied this blush. I do have to be careful with it because how pigmented it is. It was a very easy fix. You can just, how I did earlier, go in with your foundation brush. You don't even have to pick up more foundation or more product. Just go in and dab over where you want to, you know, tone down the shade a little bit, and it totally does that work for you. Just this tone, it's just something that I don't know why it's really, really intriguing me. Actually, I'm gonna grab a little bit of this with my finger and apply it over my lips here. Wow, this color is just so beautiful. So I'm happy I was able to make it work. It looks really, really good. I'm also seeing now the dewy finish that I knew these were going to provide me with. I was so upset at first because I wasn't seeing the dewiness, but I'm thinking that with the new ones, and probably even just a new one of these in general, not so much the actual new shades, we have to dig in a little bit more to really reap the benefits of these products and how they're supposed to look on the skin. So although that first layer did give me quite a bit of pigment, because that I was not complaining about at all. These are all very pigmented. I was just getting a little bit upset because I wasn't getting the finish that I wanted, but it's there, guys. Just dig in a little bit more and use a brush. So yeah, so I'm so happy with these shades. I'm so happy with these blushes. If I were to put them in order of favorite to least favorite, my favorite will still be Golden Hour, hands down for sure. Next is going to be this new shade that I have on right now, PowerHour. I very much love that. Next would be Magic Hour. Like I said, this is just a very reliable one. I am still quite uncomfortable with what's happening with this one, so I may end up replacing that because I don't think I should be wearing it like that. Next, I'm gonna go with this bright pink shade, Happy Hour. This is just so beautiful if you really want a vibrant cheek. Perfect for the spring and summertime. Love that. Then I'm gonna go with Rush Hour. I'm kind of surprised. I thought I was gonna have more of a difficulty choosing between this one and Magic Hour. But Magic Hour has kind of like this burnt tone to it that I feel like flatters me a lot more than this one. This one's got a little bit of a neon to it, which I don't mind because actually the pink one kind of does as well. But yeah, it just wasn't one of my favorites. And then my least favorite, again, this is mostly because of my skin tone, would be After Hours. I just think I'm really going to have to be careful with how much of this I apply and where I'm applying it as well. And just the berry tone on my cheeks, I don't think flatters me as much as those other shades. Alright guys, that's all I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you did, please make sure to give me that thumbs up. And while you're there, if you have not yet, do not forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with me today. Until next time.